Hi friends, thanks for visiting me today. I'm going to be doing some more public videos now. Most of my videos, well, for the past year, are unlisted. They're process videos because I do art journal kits every month and project kits as well. And I do supporting videos that are unlisted because they're for the people who purchase the kits. So I've been encouraged to do some more public ones, and I thought I would get busy with the 100-day project that I'm doing 2021, hashtag 100-day project 2021 on Instagram. My Instagram is artsytiger222 if you want to follow me there. And what I've been doing, I chose to do the 100-day project this year, is to do collage strips. What I started with, I have these adding machine roll papers, and I wanted to make just a really long roll, but I realized with all my little bits and stuff that I'm using on these strips, it's not going to work because you can't bend them. So I'm also doing the 100 days of collage fodder on Instagram, and I thought if I do strips like this, then it's very easy to like isolate one area and rip that or cut that apart and use that somewhere else. And I thought this would be great in helping me use up all my bits and stuff that I have, that I've been saving for a lot of years. I've been teaching for a lot of years, and I have a lot of extras from my kits, from my projects, from classes. There's always extras from classes. So those little things just get stuck into a shoebox, or those photo boxes that you can get when they're on sale for not very much, and cigar boxes, other kinds of boxes, totes, bags. I just have so much, and I just kind of dump everything in there when the box is full. I put the lid on and I stack them up. I have got, I can't count, more than a dozen for sure, and there's way more in plastic sleeves and totes. So I thought it was best if I just started to get rid of all that stuff, at least use it up, because it's good. I don't want to throw it out, and this is a good way to reuse them. So I've been posting every day my collage strips, and I just wanted to share them with you. And then I'm going to do another video right after this one where I'm actually going to show you how I make them, how I come up with well, it's a good variety. So I thought I would go through and share them with you. So the base of them, they all start like this. It's a 12-inch piece of adding machine paper. And let me just, where's my inspiration can? Here it is. Let me just grab it. So maybe, oh, I don't know how long ago now, 3, 4, 5 years maybe, we started using these adding machine rolls. I had a whole box of them donated to me, so I gave all my art journal peeps some rolls, and we just had fun with the projects. So what we did, this is literally finger painting. We got these down on the table, and we started just with some paint, just a finger paint on here, just using our finger. You could use a brush, but I don't think you get the same feel for it unless you use your fingers. And we added some white in here. You can see the colors are blended. Any color is good. We've got lime, I got orange right beside purple, and it turns out okay. And then after that, we do some stenciling. I always seem to have a little bit of, oh, can you see that? I always seem to have a little bit of gold in there. Let me check the lighting here. Maybe that'll be better. Yeah. I always finish off with some stenciling, and I like the look of the black as a final contrast with the white and the other colors that we use. And these things here, oh, everybody was doing those. It's just kind of like grabbing some paint on the end of your finger and just stroking in some little flowers. So this is just a continuous piece. It's quite long, and you can make them any theme you want. So there's one strip. This one, yeah, this one I particularly like. It's just got a little bit there on the end in black, but pretty much it's got stars and circles, little gold stars throughout. I kept the colors a little bit softer on this one, and there's a few flowers in there, but it's mostly the stenciling. And it looks like fairy princess, like a fairy world. It's just so pretty. This blob looks kind of weird, but you know, if you cut these up, we glued some of these to cardstock, and we did art cards, and we made little fairy houses and castles, and it's just another way to use up these papers, and they're a lot of fun. So this was my idea, was to make long strips, but like collage. My collage pieces are all different kinds of thicknesses. They're thin papers, they're thicker papers, there's stickers, there's embellishments and die cuts, you name it, and I have a piece of it somewhere. And so here's the strips that I did. This was my very first one, and I just grabbed a bunch of stuff and put it down together. I started with the base to build it up. I'm using tissue paper. I'm using regular paper. I'm using patterned paper. Some of these are quite heavy. This one isn't. It's thin. I'm not doing anything to the back. Not yet, because I intend to cut them up later or do something with them. And this one I like. I seem to realize early on that I have a lot of birds and I have a lot of butterflies. So I thought I would just get using them. And I've numbered them. Each one I just put my name and a number on it. These are also, I'm using digitals as well, little bits left over after a project. There's always scraps left over. This one I like. I have an affinity for crows and ravens and Mona Lisa. This one was a napkin. This was a napkin with cactus on it. So the thin tissues and rice papers and napkins work really, really well for this. Oh, look, more birds. Birds, birds, birds. There's some Artie Life. There's some of her leftover digital images that I've used there as well after my project. This purple giraffe, Gina, that was an ATC coin that I did, and I got a couple of those left over. And there's Tim Holtz tissue paper. These are scraps from the new Journey collection from Stamperia with some other digital numbers and whatnot. If you go to the digital club, and you can get a lot of digital images there to download. This one you might recognize it. They're just images from some paper, some designer paper. I try to find quotes. I don't have quotes on every one of them, but I save the product strips from the bottom of 12 by 12 papers, and they quite often have quotes on them, and I just hang on to them. I just have a stamp of a dragonfly. It was too big to fit on the whole thing, but there's enough there. And it all depends. There's a skeleton leaf that I stamped and embossed at some point for a project. And I do like the black and the white contrast on top. Oh, this one's my favorite. Now, things like this that I do that I really, really like after I mean, there's a crow in there, there's a number. I've got my circles. I always have circles and a number somewhere. And paintbrushes, because I like to paint. I paint every week for, oh, I don't know, the last 18 years or so. So that's paintbrushes. I have lots of those too. But something like this that I really want to keep for myself. The others, I think I might give some away. But these ones that I want to keep, I photocopied. And they photocopy phenomenally well. And I'll be using them in other projects. They're going to appear in some art journal kits. Or I could make ETCs out of them. Or coins. And so that's another way that I can use them. My bits and pieces are being made into collage strips for collage fodder, and then I can do collages with the pieces of them. So it's endless. This is left over from my bumblebee tea bag project, my little tea bag journal. There's bits and pieces left there. Oh, you might know this paper. It's the little circles from the Illustrated Faith line that came out. We did a fabulous journal page with that. There's a number, there's circles, there's birds. It's all there. And that's the same thing, but I used a purple napkin, a floral napkin on the base. So it's just whatever you happen to have. These are bespoke, or some postage stamps for Mary Lou. And here we did a journal page at one point with some daisies. It was a very nice blue background, and the daisies really popped on it. And I've used a wild and crazy napkin in the background, and now I've used up the rest of those. And here are the little packs of ephemera that come with some of the scrapbooking kits. They're very nice to use for those as well. Oh, look, more birds. And here I got a bit of sari ribbon that I've attached at the top, a little word explore from another project. I use a lot of my jelly printed deli paper and other light papers. Tissue papers, I use a lot of those. I stamp on them. These are rub-ons, so I must have come across some rub-ons at some point. And there's the creative process. Can you see that? That is totally good. I brought that creative process out one month for a journal kit when it just was a little bit of a struggle for everybody to get going and to appreciate the work that they were doing. So this creative process is absolutely perfect, and it is so true. And here's some more. Oh, see, now I had some of these circles. We did some circles on script paper like I did with the colored strips, and I just cut those out and used them. More birds. I must have come across a box full of vintagey types papers and soft stuff. Oh, here we're still doing rub-ons, and there's that's my jelly printed deli paper in the background, plus some more napkins. There's some green stuff, green paper. I had some die cuts. I've been saving different kinds of stamps, and tiger is for me. This was just a background of, I don't even know what it is. I think it's some Prima paper, actually. I'm not entirely sure. And the sunflowers is just a stamp that I stamped and embossed in white. And we watercolored them, and they became a journal page as well. Oh, here we're into pinks. Found some more butterflies, some numbers, circles. I use washi tape as well. Stickers, anything left over, anything that's available. I haven't cut into a single piece of cardstock or any designer paper. These are all just scraps that I have laying around. And this image was from a package. I can't remember what package or what was in it, but I save the packaging when it's interesting. And these butterflies, locally, I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, and locally we have a store called Treasured Memories. And Daryl, who's over there, he does these wonderful imagery, all these sheets full of beautiful images. And these butterflies I've used in a lot of projects and scrapbook layouts, and they're just wonderful. And I just seem to keep finding them. I have a lot of them. So that turned out there. This was a strip of paper. It must have been the leftover when I cut it down for a layout. This one's fun. This was an image I found, not sure where, maybe Pinterest. These were my stamped tissue paper. There's some deli paper in there. All that purple at the top, that's all my deli paper. And I just love that guy with the eyes. And then I saw the snarky quote, "I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud?" Him with his big eyes, and then the circles, it all just seemed to work together. This one here was some leftover bits from another journal page, and that's Dina Wakely, I believe. Another butterfly. I also teach monoprinting and jelly printing, and we did have a monthly jelly journal class where we journaled pages using our jelly plate, and we were doing numbers, and they were all jelly printed, and I saved the bits for that. This one here is just a leftover digital. Can't remember. I think it's Roxy Creations where I got this from, and that's leftovers. Oh, this is some Marlene, art by Marlene. Some of her cuts and her papers. I had strips of that too. Oh, this is nice. It's very neutral. Big sheet of postcards that I had leftovers from as well. And a number, of course. And this is just a printout of a photo. My husband takes photos. He's a photographer, so he takes some lovely photos, and I use them in my art all the time. And this one was a whole bunch of washi tape. I couldn't be inspired. I needed some colors, and I just didn't have that many colors. A lot of my stuff is neutral. So here we have the 4 owls. I don't know whose artwork this is. I think someone sent me that digital image, and I love it. I used it on here. And This one here is a little creepy. It's more using the Tim Holtz, the cardstock that he has. And these two images, I cut them down from a bookmark. And this was something, my son did the graphics for this, this art piece, artworks here in the city. Dr. Max's Digital Media Extravaganza. So he did the graphics and he did the program for that event. And this is just some more beigey colors. Oh look, more birds. And again, these are stripes. They're product strips from the bottom of paper that I trimmed and saved because it's stars. It's black and white. It's great. Oh, and this is black and white. It's so black and white. Can you see the bird in there? He's getting kind of lost, but I've got a little chickadee there. And these are just die cuts. And these little owls, I can't remember where they came from. They were cut out of a piece of paper, I'm sure. And this all along here is washi tape and then some just pretty designer paper. There's just a bunch of collage from, I think it was a Prima line. I'm not sure. Here's the Asian line. That paper was beautiful. I made a lot of layouts out of that and some projects. This one I've got some tea bags in there, more butterflies, music sheet. There's some more Tim Holtz. There's another one of those girls from the product packaging that I had, yellow roses. So it's just a melange of all kinds of things. These little squares I did because we did the little square blocks with the decorative knob at the top, and we collaged things to go on each side, and that was just a beautiful project. And there's just little bits and pieces and another bird. This one was different. Well, we had some beautiful paper. I'm not sure if it was Vicki Boutin's paper. I'm not sure, but it's certainly her types of colors. And we just stamped flowers and stamped different leaves and cut them out and layered them up. So that was a good project. And then I had leftovers, and here's some more digitals being used. And there again, there's some more pieces of that strip. And oh, these were digitals. I think they were free digitals from I can't remember. But this is kind of thin. This one is very, very thin. And there's some more butterflies. I'll go a little quicker now because there's just so much. There's 72 strips. We're on day 72. So I've done 72 and I will be doing 100. So this one, again, I've used from our local, there's some Chinese shops, Chinese grocery stores, and I pick up a newspaper, a Chinese newspaper when I stop by. And I use the imagery in there. And this one was another digital printout from somebody. I'm not sure. And I just used the blue and put a blue bird on there, and more numbers. This one I came across just a whole bunch of bits and pieces. The zebra came from somewhere, I don't know, and he's there. It doesn't have to make sense. Just has to get on some paper and get used. So like this, I could cut it here and use this element, would be beautiful. The flower and the number together, that would be a lovely piece. And this one here, postcards or postage stamps with stamped tissue paper, that would go so well. So I could have 3 or 4 pieces out of this for something else. And this one, we recently had an ATC swap, and tickets was the theme. So I have a lot of extra little bits that I didn't use, and I put those all down on a strip. Oh, there's some of leftovers of Vicki Boutin's paper with the gold stripes on it. This was a plastic sheet. It's plastic. I can't remember. It was printed acetate, but I can't remember who made that. But I've had that for a long time. That's old. And Junk Gypsy, I think, was that Marion Smith? Way back when she did some paper, and I've got that as well. Some more tickets. Here's some more birds. These were actually, I photographed, or I photocopied some postcards that I got at IKEA. I think they were $1.50 or $2 for 5 cards. And I just love the bird images, and I've been using them like this, and these are just copies of them. I kept the originals. I gave a lot away. I bought a lot, and I gave them all away for our Art Fest weekends that we did. And that's always a treat. There's some more mushrooms and just a melange of things, whatever I happen to find. And I remember these when we were doing the monthly calendar pages. One of our participants had, she was really into fabric, had a lot of textiles. She was a textile artist, and amazing. And she had these little fabric pieces, and I was lucky to get a few. And that's the last of them, is my little bugs there. That's the last one. So now I have no more of that. And this is just about flowers. This was just cutting up some, or they were stickers actually, a sticker sheet. And what do we have here? Oh, these two flowers were actually washi tape, wide washi tape. I just put the washi tape down on a piece of cardstock and cut around them. So they're very nice. Oh, here's my creepy clown guy. He's an image that we've used in a journal before, and there again is my more of my bullseyes and bugs. I like bugs. I like to have bugs in there. These are stickers. The shoes are stickers. I've got sheets of them, and I got a few left, so I thought I would do something with those stickers because I don't know what else to do with them right now. There's some more birds, more washi tape, more birds, and just a mix of different papers in the background. These here were images from advertising in the Stampington magazines. And I just cut them, I saved them. I get very inspired by imagery in advertising, especially in the craft and art magazines. And this orange piece over here was actually part of this image here. So that's a good way for me to keep that image. There again, these two dolls. These two old porcelain dolls, they also were in the advertisement in the Stampington magazine. Same with the little house. So it's somebody's artwork that I'm collecting. And I had a strip of tiger's eyes, and I had a rhino, and I think that's an alpaca, I'm not sure. So they went down onto paper quite nicely. And this was the one, this is the last one. This is the one I posted today. And again, it's somebody's digitals. I'm not sure whose. I've had these things for so long, I really don't have the names anymore. And this is a bird ephemera piece. The butterfly, more butterflies. And there you go. So there is 72 pieces. Not sure what I'll do with all 100, but it certainly is easier to contain when they're all in strips like this. So there it is, and now I'm going to do a couple more videos of just showing you. You can watch me work and see how I put together the collage strips. I hope this is inspiring you to get out your little bits and pieces and use them in a fun way. And thanks very much for joining me. Hit the like button if you enjoyed watching this, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.